Hi, 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 people. How are we doing out there? I hope y'all are doing well. I am doing swell myself. Y'all might notice I ain't at the SS Express right now. I am somewhere else expressing myself because the SS Express is a state of mind. You hear that? Oliver here gets that, man. Yeah, it's getting kind of late. It's about time for bed for these fellers. I'm on the vaporizer life these days, man. Hitting them angel numbers on the vape. I learned that it's real nice to, not be inhaling, um, smoke as much as possible, for your voice and for your, heart and your lungs and your brain and your skin and pretty much everything, man. Um, but the vape life's been real nice, hitting that, herb and getting the effects activating the herb without making it deactivate your own, cells. So that's nice, man. I'm kind of partying tonight. I got my vape. I got my Belgian ale here, and I'm just having a good time, man. I'm house sitting. Sitting at a house. I reckon a lot of y'all are probably house sitting right now. Um, but in my instance, the owner of the house is not here, and I'm, watching the doggos and the chicks and the house. You know, so that's been real nice. Real grateful to express myself somewhere new. Um, and have a good time, but yeah, man, I wanted to tune in with y'all and talk about a couple things. How fast everything feels like it's kind of moving right now. I feel like we might be in a time warp. We'll get more into that, in a minute here. Oh, geez. Man, games these days, you open the game and normally you click press start to, start. But now you get in the game and you press a button and you're at a shop all of a sudden. They're really trying to get you to buy a lot of things. I'm playing a little bit of Star Wars Hunters here. It's a new Star Wars game came out. It's pretty fun. It's kind of like Overwatch and Fortnite mixed together with the Star Wars theme. I'm having a good time playing it. But yeah, man, things are moving fast these days. And another thing, I like to talk about, personality, qualities that are good for finding balance in this life. And I think we can, we got our certain deck of cards that were dealt with at the beginning, but we, can play those cards however, we see fit. And I think our personality, you know, kind of a little bit dictates how we play our cards, but I think we can develop personality traits, or maybe it ain't even personality, just qualities or skills like, you know, is um sociability, a personality trait or a skill we can develop, or and I think there's always a little bit of both, I guess. So, a little nature nurture happening. It ain't either or. It's more like and, if, or what for why. And I think nature nurture really, you got to account for both of them, because that's the only way I ever got to where I am, is being nurtured by nature and natured by getting nurtured. Um, so really, they go hand in hand. Um, but yeah, Gumption was what I was exploring as one of those good things we can nurture in ourselves. And I wanted to talk about, the etymology of gumption and, why it's just such a nice word to say is, gumption is, definitely positive, man. If he's got gumption, you better look out because he's got a tornado of just positivity coming for you. Um, yeah. Oh, was that really more comfortable there? Look what the dog did, Oliver? Is that more comfortable? Straight loafing. Gotta love a poodle loafing. It's pretty adorable, I must say. Get you in the shot there a little bit there, Oliver. But yeah, gumption is I think when you're doing something, with spirit, with tenacity, when you got gumption, you got courage, you got a willingness to, gump on the scene however you see fit. I think that's pretty cool. I looked up the etymology. I think this ship is gonna steer into one of the etymological ship of sorcery and alchemy and uh, making potions and casting spells and what better way to do that than with words? So that's why I think this ship is going to really steer into etymology as a core pillar of what keeps us moving forward, alongside with the wind, of course. The wind, shout out to the wind. Keeping things moving forward, keeping things interesting, shifting hot from cold, dense to less dense situations, sometimes real intensely, picking up rain and making it hurricane, which is like a water tornado and all of that. So shout out to the wind and the powers that be, and um, let's talk about gumption. Um, the etymology of gumption. The word gumption is rooted in dialectal English and Scottish language. The origin of the word gumption, it first appeared in the early 18th century. That's not that long ago. Gumption's a pretty new word. So I think that gives it potential for being or it gives it the promise of potential because it ain't been around that long. So it could really, if we put enough gumption into sharing the power of the word with people, we could see a lot more gumption in our lifetime, which I think is something we need because, I was talking about this with my mama earlier today. I think a big problem we face today is the problem of convenience versus purpose, man. I think the more convenient things are, in a way, obviously there's certain baselines we need to meet so we can focus on bigger and greater things. We hopped out the food chain for a reason, um, but uh, I think we can see a large increase in the word gumption and oh yeah, what was I saying? Oh Lord. Oh Lord, convenience versus purpose. When we don't do anything and everything's too convenient, we have no purpose and then we feel sad. So it actually feels good to engage and interact with the world. We're all acting and we need to learn how to interact between each other because we're all really part of one, spindly web of, particles and oxygen and carbon vibratory light waves and photons, and who knows what's what. They're still debating that one. Is light a particle or a wave, or is it both, or are we all both? Are we all particles and waves? Is there really space between us, or is that just an illusion? And these are the things that gumption is going to really help us progress on. So that's why I'm trying to bring some of my own gumption to this talk right now, so we could really get into it and explore this spell in a way that we can enchant ourselves to progress not toward only a more convenient future, but a more meaningful future that fulfills us and makes our hearts go the dung, the dung, the dung, the do. Yeah, keep doing that. Keep the dunging, because I'm loving that. It's making me feel all this blood pump through my body, and all my cells are just ringing and ringing and ringing with blood and you know um, good frequencies, because this gumption has been applied to our bodies, which last time or a couple episodes ago, we were talking about work and applying force to an object. So I think it's about time, and not only applying to, but finding within, because I think gumption does really come from within, but we can also receive gumption from the outer, because like I said a second ago, there is no real separation between me and you. So is this gumption I'm giving to you now coming from within me out and into you, or is it coming from within you, reflecting back, hitting me, reflecting back to you? So it seems like it's coming from me, but really the gumption is your own gumption coming back to you from past seeds of gumption that you watered, and now it's boom hitting you now. And I think that's an important thing to think about. It's like karma, man. You do some, you hit a baby, it might not get you in trouble right away, but you're gonna find yourself crying just like that baby was crying sooner or later if you're acting like that. So you just got to be careful and how you're acting, and it gets a lot more subtle than hitting a baby. If you judge someone driving by you like a maniac, or going too slow and you're judging them, um, you just got to think about how your judgment might affect your future self, and getting judged by others, or more critically by yourself, because you realize you're being kind of a douche uh, before, to everyone else. So anyway, man, where even was I with the word gumption? I think I had some more to read about it. Oh, here we go. Oh, the meaning, how it appeared in 18th century. Oh, I was saying I was brand new. There's a lot of potential with this word. But the meaning appeared in Scottish in early 18th century in Scottish English, where it referred to common sense, shrewdness, or practical wisdom. And I think that's kind of funny how, thinking about those meanings versus the meaning of it now, gumption has a sense of haste to me, a sense of, gumption. I want you to get this job done with gumption. It's like, you know, get on it now. Don't gumption's all about the present. You can't think about having gumption, man. It's because that means you're thinking about the future when you're gonna have gumption, but now is the time to gump. If there's any time to gump, it's now. So get your gumption on. If you want it, get it now. And if you don't feel like getting it now, um, and you do want it, you better think about what it means to get it when you want it. But yeah, I think that's funny how it's like it almost does feel like that. It's like so refreshing when someone uses common sense or practical wisdom now. It almost does kind of feel like they have some gumption, because it almost feels like they're going against the grain and they're standing out with their practical wisdom because I think we're getting dumber out here. We're drinking, fluoride water, and we're covering ourselves in chemicals. We're putting radiation in the air. We're putting chemicals in our food. We're getting dumber. We're watching TV instead of reading books. We're not, like I said before, where things are so convenient where we don't got to figure nothing out, and now we're just getting dumb because we ain't never have to figure nothing out. Your tire goes flat, and you call your buddy who knows how to do that instead of doing it yourself because you've lost your gumption. So I think it's about time we start exploring what it is to have gumption. And I think this is the perfect time. I think, it's not too late to gump out and, find your gumption within or from me. Possibly just reflecting back at you from you. That's something I think we're going to continue to talk about in these talks about etymology and, sailing the open seas of consciousness is how we're all connected. And, how my ripple here is, whether even you're hearing this or not, I'm still rippling out. I'm affecting, definitely most prominently these dogs right next to me and pretty largely myself. But I think I'm affecting even more than that before anyone even listens to this. And when they do, the prominence of effect grows, which is pretty cool because you can be, if you want, you could be like a Wi-Fi booster for what I'm saying, and you could tell someone else or share this video, or you could either boost it or or bomb it or send it to a million pieces and say it's done. But either way, I don't really care because I feel like the immediate result I'm getting is telling me I should keep going with this and gumping out and using my gumption, my practical wisdom to tell y'all what I've been learning and where we're at with all these words and these spells that have been casted on us. And that's another thing we got to realize when it comes to gumption. We may not have any more gumption because all these spells have been casted on us. A second ago, I mentioned, what's in the water and chemicals in the food and watching TV, but I guess watching TV is part of it, but I was going to say, like, the words that we've been exposed to our whole lives have created the description of the reality that we think we're in. So that's how we think it is, because we've been programmed not only by TV, but, people, any person, your parents, your brother, your sister, your turtle, your, your heavenly figure, if you have any, your even the if you don't have, a divine, voice in you, which I mean, come on, don't tell me you don't got that. But if you claim you don't and you just got a hole there, man, your hole says something to you. So you got to think about that. If it ain't saying direct words, it's giving you it's sending a message through a feeling or a word, or it's casting. You've been casted on, is what I'm trying to say. You've been casted on. Um, so it's going to take us some time to breathe through that and to get back to our original state, which I do believe is bliss. I think it's a trick, a business trick to tell you that bliss isn't now and you got to um, join our program to get it in 6 months. I think it's right now, always. We just got to realize that it's the embracing of this present moment that is what's good always. Whether you're having a good time or not, when you're having a good time, you really notice that and you're like, wow, this is a good moment. And yes, sometimes there are moments where you're like, you getting casted on, whether it's by the action you're doing is is, creating a spell that's putting you in a bad mood. Like today, I was, just dealing with a lot of trash and it wasn't that bad. But after a while of throwing all this trash away, I got tired of dealing with all that trash. And it was, it was casting on me and I had to cast back and don't think I won't cast back. Um, so I put on some music to neutralize the trashy frequencies in the air, and that really helped. I got right back, and I realized even though I'm dealing with this trash, it's still right now. Right now is the only moment you could ever find bliss. Right now, I'll say that over and over. It's always only right now. And it's always changing, so it seems confusing, but don't get it mixed up. It's always only right now. Just if you're in a bind, say that, and that'll at least start to, you know, you know, start to put some oil in your joints, and you'll wiggle out of there soon enough. Um, Man, I was gonna play this game, Star Wars Hunters, but I got so much gumption I got to share with y'all that I haven't even played the game yet. Um, I'm not even gonna think about how I got on that last train. I'm just gonna keep moving forward. Because sometimes I think we need to give ourselves that grace. I think sometimes I think I think I get addicted, weirdly enough, to thinking back. And I think something, because I guess because I experience a good moment, and then that might, it's like a wave. You're in your good moment, and it goes down, and then you think about that peak, and you want to, or I want to, explore that peak and think, why was that so good? Because what I'm trying to really do is not just get a super high peak, but to slowly keep increasing my baseline. So I have this peak, and then over time, my baseline gets up to what that peak was. So then I'm always peaking, and I'm steady there. And sometimes there's still ups and there's little dips, but your baseline gets pretty good, and then you're, mostly peaking, which is what you want to do is peak. But people say, when you peak, it's all downhill from there. But I just say keep peaking. It's always a great mystery. There's always something more to learn. Just keep exploring and keep peaking. Just a little tip for you along the way here while we, continue to enjoy this breeze of the open seas and uh, have our own adventure and exploration. Um, but anyway, I haven't even read all the etymology here, so I'm going to keep going with that. The exact origin of the word gumption is uncertain, but it may be derived from Middle English gome. It's like gnome, but without the N after the G, so just Gome. The English gome, it says it twice, gome or gome, spelled the same way. So I ain't sure which. Oh, I guess there's two meanings there. Gome or gome, which is meaning attention or care, which itself comes from Old Norse gomer, meaning heed or care. Gaumr. It's like gamer, but gomer. Gomer. I don't know how you say that. Gomer. Gomer. Gom. 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 Something like that. Which, heed or care. Over time, the word to evolved to encompass the qualities of initiative, courage, and resourcefulness. Ooh, I like resourcefulness. In addition to its original meaning of practical sense. Yeah, I think I mentioned courage earlier. Initiative and resourcefulness. I like that. So just to have the gumption, initiative, and that's back to common sense versus meaning. And I was back also to my talk. I was talking about Eric Erickson's stages of development in children and how there's the different um, stages of development we go through. One of them was initiative versus something doubt or being a bitch. I can't really remember what it was. The lack of initiative, essentially. Um, but yeah, I like the resourcefulness. I think yeah, when you ain't got no gumption, man, you're dying slowly because you can't even find resources that you need to feed the gumption that you were born with. At least I believe you were born with. Um, yeah, man. Just don't forget to engage in your life. Do a push up, do two. Uh, you know, just smell a flower or look at the sky for a while and just watch the sky change slowly. Or just watch a bug, just follow a bug around and just check out the gumption that little buddy has. And that's powerful stuff, man. Skip a rock or just I know you might think you're not a good singer, man, but just keep trying to sing. That's one of the best tips, I think. I wish more people told me that when I was growing up, man. Whether you're a freaking good natural singer or not, just keep singing, man. There's some sound you can make that feels good. I know that for a fact. And I used to think I couldn't sing for shoot, man. And I ain't the best singer still. I'm pretty bad at singing a lot of songs, but I also found my own styles of, kind of singing and finding my own voice and my own songs. And now I realize I could do that. And just because I can't sing other people's songs doesn't mean I can't sing my own. So make your own song if you think you can't sing. There's something that feels good for you to project. And I think not enough people feel empowered using their own voice. I'm still learning how to use mine. This whole reason I created, the SX Express. I'll keep saying that every episode because it's the whole point of the dang thing. But yeah, man, find your gumption. I hope I could, light up a little gumption in you tonight. And hope you're having a good time out there. And yeah, man, just don't worry about it too much. I'm gonna peace out for now. It was good tuning in with y'all for a sec. Never even played my game. Probably get a couple rounds in now and see where things lead me. But I love y'all and keep it easy out there. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. And happy Infinity Day to you. Just keep on gumping out there, man. Peace.
Swimming in the water, been swinging my legs. Walk with the wind, this shit ain't never end. Cut through it easy, I'm just here, buddy, your bread. Open my heart, about to cash my checks. Make a new wave like splish, splish, splash. Make a new wave like